Welcome back to another video tutorial brought to you by thevirtualinstructor.com. Today we're going to spend some time drawing noses. I see a lot of people make mistakes when drawing noses. They'll draw something like this, kind of a backwards L, upside down 7. That's not what a nose looks like. Or they'll go the cartoon route like this, and that's a little bit more on track, but that's not quite right. Or they'll do the standard W with the extra hump. All these things are the wrong thing to do. Okay. Basically, you can draw a nose using 4 lines, and then the rest is value. So the first line is going to be the inside part of the nostril. So there's one line. Then we're going to draw the outside part of the nostril. There's line 2. Then you're going to mimic what you did on the right side on the left side. Pretty much make a mirror image of that. And there's your 4 lines. Now the rest is just adding value. So before we add value, we need to think about our light source. So I'll draw a little arrow to indicate where our light source is coming from. Then I'm going to start in the area that's the darkest, and obviously that is in your nostril, so I'll go ahead and start adding value there. I'm going to let that value fade out a little bit as you get close to the end of the nostril, and maybe I'll give a little bit of a line to indicate a connection between the 2 nostrils, but that's really just a line of value. It's not really a strong, heavy line. Alright, now your nose comes out from your face, so everything that comes out is going to be lighter in value, and everything that kind of recedes is going to be darker in value. So I'm going to draw a little bit of a shape to indicate that, and then I'm going to go ahead and start adding the value in the area that's the direct opposite from the light source. And you'll notice during this video that I'm not using my fingers to blend, although I've seen a lot of people do a good job with that. I just feel more comfortable using the tip of the pencil to blend, basically. Just adjusting the pressure, and you can create a full range of value that way. It's a lot easier. So you can see I'm just kind of putting in kind of a mid-tone value to start to bring the nose out from the surface of the paper, and I'm just doing this all with value. I try to make my lines go in different directions. If you keep them going all in the same direction, you might get too much of a linear quality about it, and for this, again, I just want smooth gradations of value. So I'm just moving my pencil in little small circles or cross-hatching back and forth over the top of what I've already drawn. Now, since the nostril comes off of your head a little bit too, it's not going to be completely dark on either side. It's going to get lighter the closer it gets to the inside part of the nostril, or actually that part just above the nostril. So you can see I'll leave a little bit of value right there, and go back and make the right side of the nose a little bit darker. Now, just because the light source is coming from the left side doesn't mean that we need to neglect the left side of the nostril when we're adding value. So I'm going to add a little bit of value on that side as well. Not quite as much. Now, in the corners of your nose, there's these little creases that happen, so we need to add a little bit of value to indicate that too. Alright, I'm also going to bring the value up the right side of the nose, which is on the opposite side from the light source. A lot of people make the mistake thinking that this is actually a line, but it's actually a change in value. That's why you see people making the backwards L's and bringing lines down on either side of the nose, when it's actually just a change in value. So pay special attention to your subject, and you'll notice that it's just a change in value and not a line. I'm also going to bring some indication of that up on the left side as well. So even though the light source is coming from this direction, that doesn't mean that that bridge of the nose is completely blocked out. There is some change in value there. And remember, as I said earlier, anything that recedes is going to be darker in value, and anything that protrudes or sticks out is going to be lighter in value. That's a good way to think while you're drawing, especially when you're adding value. Alright, now we're getting the value in a more respectable shape. It's starting to look a little bit more like a realistic nose. And I could spend a lot of time working with this value. But at this point I think I'm going to move on to the area right underneath the nose. And there's a little place you've got down there that is, I like to call a mustache holder. And the way to draw that is you think about which side the light source is coming from. You just draw a line down, kind of a U shape on the bottom, and then you fill it in with value. I'm not really sure what the technical term for that thing is, but I like mustache holder. Then the value is going to skip a little space, so it'll be a little bit white, and then it's going to get darker as it proceeds down. Now, in this video we don't have a mouth with the nose, but the mouth would be directly underneath this area that I'm drawing right now. Now on the other side there is a little bit of indication of value there. It's just not as strong because it is on the side that the light source is coming from. However, the little crease on the nose, it's going to cast maybe a stronger shadow because it is on the side where the light source is coming from. So we'll address that a little bit. And there you have it. Noses are not really hard to draw, just 4 lines and then value. Thank you for watching this video tutorial.